Evening and welcome once again to Gaming Under the Influence. I'm Mike here with Alex, coming from GreenDragonCVR in Woodbridge, Ontario, to talk about video games for perhaps the last time, probably the second last time in 2022, I imagine.
At least, for sure.
Yeah, the second last.
Unless I quit the show just to play Crisis Core for the next couple weeks, but I don't think that's going to happen.
Or I, Valheim.
Or yeah, that might happen. Sorry, guys. We're shutting her down. We're good.
How are you today, buddy?
I'm doing pretty good.
Very nice.
Just anticipating, I guess. Pretty much, I think I've said it in the last couple weeks that I'm like super stoked on Crisis Core. So I'm like very, very, very eager to get my hands on it. And I'm super stoked for that. But how have you been doing?
I'm awesome, man. I've been
back into Valheim.
Playing Valheim, yeah. Mistlands came out, I think, publicly just over a week ago now, maybe a week ago.
Yeah.
And it's really consumed just a disproportionate quantity of my time since then. And not only that, I pretty much walk around just thinking about it all the time.
I believe it.
I go to bed thinking about it. And when you have a setback in that game, I was explaining it to you today, it's just catastrophic.
It's like your whole world.
It's not like Souls. It's not like Souls.
Yeah,
it's not just like, all right, you lost your currency to level up. Okay, whatever. Here, man, you lose everything that you ever worked for in the entire game, you know?
I feel like Souls would slowly kind of like chip at your fucking at you, but
here progress setbacks can be quite devastating.
Exactly.
If you don't prepare well in any context,
like wipe you out, right?
Yeah, like if you're not prepared, especially imagine, in brief, I started the new content, went over there, set up a portal room. Portals, how they work in Valheim. You go long distances. I sailed a long way. And due to some fucking mishap that I didn't anticipate, I was just killed right outside the portal room by a bunch of really strong enemies. And on the attempts to retrieve my body, they destroyed my portal, So there's my gear all the way on the other side of the ocean. Impossible for me to make new gear because I don't have the materials for it at my base.
Fuck.
So I'd have to go get them in inhospitable areas that I need the gear I just lost to get more items to make new gear for. It was just a terrible loop, so I didn't know what the hell to do. Yeah, it was awful. And on top of that, I noticed like my base defenses had weak spots that I didn't anticipate, and some trolls got in and smashed some shit.
Was it that there were new enemies that like you didn't know what to do?
No,
or
it's just that there was I cut these walls, and if you don't cut the stone on a perfect angle, they can like walk up it, right?
No way.
So they just walked right into my supposedly protected area there and smashed a bunch of stuff. I was so pissed, man. So it was a couple of rough days, but then I just,
Yeah, that's a real bitch.
I set to work making it all right, and now I think I got a handle on it. Now we're ready. Now we've despawned a whole bunch of the Mistlands, so even though we can't see in it yet, we aren't being harassed constantly by enemies, and we're well on the way to, we're making a dent in it finally.
I'm happy to hear that the DLC, I guess it's DLC, right? Or it's just an update?
Yeah, just an update.
Just an update because it's still in pre-release or early access. But I'm happy to hear that it's.
Oh man, it's unlike any other content.
That
in this
it is
game.
Good, and
it is not only
kicking your ass.
Yeah, it's substantial. Like there's tons of stuff in there. They added magic. They added new building. All the stuff you would expect. The new biome is radically different than any other biome. Not only in terms of its aesthetic, like how it looks. It's like just peaks and valleys of like black stone and weird purple and green vegetation and a purple sky and shit. But there's also fucking choking mist everywhere. Tons of these fucking bugs. It's rough.
Interesting.
And the whole thing is that there's these like dwarf mines there's these dwarves at war with this like bug fucking infestation.
Oh, there's lore too, eh?
Yeah.
Wow.
It's really crazy. You dig in these fucking giant skulls of rotting giants for stuff to make items. It's a scary experience.
Yeah, it sounds pretty horrific.
And it's impenetrable. Awesome. You go there with like fully upgraded gear and you just get fucking smashed.
Yeah.
Wow. You have your progress wound back by a fucking
Bloodborne DLC, just fucking annihilating your fucking mid-game build or whatever the hell.
But at least if you die in Bloodborne, you still have your weapon.
Oh, no.
You don't have to go back to the start of the game. That's fucking like, oh my God.
Yeah, Valheim seems unforgiving in that aspect.
Yeah.
You like really got it. But then didn't you end up saying you rolled back your save anyway? Like, how many
you can change your server. No, it's not really like, because we run our own server. Right?
Oh, right.
So if you have like a fucking problem, like a real problem with your base, you can roll it back. Yeah.
That's interesting that you can do that.
Yeah.
It's kind of like cheating, but
it is cheating.
Yeah, fair enough.
But I don't care. I'm not gonna fucking.
I don't blame you. What the hell are you gonna do? Fucking. Yeah, no. I agree. No. I would do the same thing. No, there's no way.
There's no way. Yeah. That was a learning experience. Now I know the enemies fly. and to fortify all the ways in. And also that it's like we shouldn't trigger the raids of those enemies on our bases because those bases are going to get fucked, buddy.
Destroyed, yeah.
Oh my god. Anyways, it's a serious expansion or whatever it is. It's awesome.
Very cool.
I fucking love that game.
Yeah.
I dream about it, man.
Well, we know.
I just want to live in Valheim.
Yeah. I'm down. Hey, I'm down.
It's amazing. But anyways, fuck. This is supposed to be an episode about the Game Awards, isn't it?
True. The Game Awards just fucking happened last week.
Yeah, it was almost a week ago now. We're sliding in a little bit late with this, but we've had ample time to think about it. And I think, what we can offer instead of just a fucking news flash on it, we can offer some commentary on both the recipients of the awards and on some of the awesome games that were announced.
Yeah, mostly, let's be honest, the reason I watch it is not really for the awards and more for the reveals, right? I think everybody, that's right.
Now that E3 is on the way out. Yeah, this is really
it's our modern day E3 nowadays,
this
right?
Is where, this is where the so-called industry presents its what's in the works for us, I guess, at this point in time.
And it's been super good lately because you always get, Kojima's always there in some capacity, and Miyazaki's always there.
With the Japanese devs.
Like this. It's like
Square,
perfect,
Kojima, Platinum.
Yep. Microsoft was like not even present. Did they? Were they even there? Like,
Phil Spencer was there, but they had no games.
Fuck, they had nothing to show. That's like pretty fucking embarrassing.
Yeah, that sucks.
It's a letdown if you're. But anyway,
what happened to Redfall and fucking Starfield?
Nothing going on right now.
All those. What's going on, buddy?
Just throwing around their money, like,
It's depressing.
It's the Microsoft way.
In the time since they bought those studios, From has already churned out a game practically.
Oh yeah,
right?
Of course.
Probably a bunch of other people have too, but in any case, that's neither here nor there. The Game Awards 2022, buddy. I probably say without hesitation, this is my favorite Game Awards I've seen in the time I've been watching them. Right?
Yeah,
it was a great show. Not only was the quotient of stupid shit fairly slim compared to good shit this year. We don't even have to name what that is. I'm sure you can put it together for yourself. Yeah. Most of it was not that dumb. There was some big-mouthed dummies there, though, for sure, who...
Oh, of course.
Did you notice that all of the people from the fucking God of War Ragnarok team just talked way too much and looked like fools?
Yeah,
every single one of them.
That's pretty much the consensus.
They look like you designed them in like a Saints Row, the new shitty one character creator.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Literally, they just walk right out of Saints Row. They look like they were the advertisement for Saints Row. Were they characters from Saints Row? Is that
did I miss? I don't think so.
In any case, they talked way too much.
Yeah.
But other than that, it was a pretty good show.
It was a resounding success, I think it's been building towards that. Like, there's always like... I remember some more annoying parts last year, which is good, an improvement. But even really still, like last year, I still enjoyed it for what it was, and this year, no difference except that I guess it was
to be quite a bit less. Dumb crap.
Yeah, there was less of the kind of bullshit filler, garbage, whatever you want to call it, but
less corporate activism.
Yeah, it was. It's. I think what's his name? Jeff has a pretty good handle on what it should be about and what he can get away with. I mean, there obviously has to be ads and bullshit and garbage thrown in your face, but at the same time, exactly. Right? But at the same time, we got some good game reveals. We got some good footage of games that we already know about, like Final Fantasy 16 had a new trailer and that was dope, right? Like stuff like that. just cool to watch and celebrate video games.
It's nice
right?
that
that's what it is, right?
Yeah, man. I think there's this fucking underlying residue of like fucking corporate sponsorship you can't get away from. But on the other hand, like it's presented in good faith. Like the fucking the condition of those entities participating is that they have this good faith agreement with this dude and with us on the other side of it, right?
Yeah.
And the thing that I like again is that personalities in video games who've demonstrated their aptitude as fucking creative forces with this medium, they're the ones who have center stage at this event, right?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah,
the right guy wins.
That's exactly it, right? How then Jeff, how I feel he knows what to do and how to put on these shows and who to focus on and what to fucking Miyazaki wins another Game of the Year award. That's amazing. And Hideo Kojima's always there, and you can tell he has so much respect for these dudes. Like, he always is so happy that they're there, and I can't even imagine being in Jeff's position. Honestly, I'm so jealous, like, that he gets to throw this thing and really put a lot of focus on these two people specifically and whoever else is in, as creators, because they should have the attention on them. And like, these are intelligent people who are making some really cool shit, right?
Yeah, really. From my point of view, that's what it's all about.
We like
right?
FromSoft, but at the end of the day, we're Miyazaki fans, and it's nice to see that Jeff focuses on them two specifically, him and Kojima, and other creators that I'm obviously not mentioning that I should be. But anyway,
I think like what I like about games, is that there are people who fucking express worthwhile ideas with this medium, and they know the strengths of this medium for expressing those ideas, right?
Yeah.
And it's those fucking guys who are featured in this show, and they're featured because it seems to me the people organizing it also appreciate the concepts they're expressing with this medium, right?
Exactly.
They realize that those are the people who have fucking really perfected the art
of making good games,
a game,
and shit like that. Yeah, absolutely. It's incredible to see.
That's
honestly,
right.
It's a refreshing thing, and I've always had faith in Jeff. Like over the years, I've always watched.
Yeah, I have too, and I've enjoyed it. I find him to be a pleasant dude.
Yeah.
It's hard for me to say that about people.
I know, right?
Yeah. Very rare.
And he's Canadian. Booyah.
Yeah. That I like a Canadian is quite rare too.
Yeah, that's true too.
Yeah. In any case, it's the overall fucking composition of the show, I guess you could say. Like, even the motives for, putting it on, like, they always strike me as admirable. Like,
yeah, oh yeah, for sure.
I come away from this, like, whether or not there's a fucking more or less a higher or a lesser proportion of bullshit involved this year, like, I come away feeling good about the medium, right?
For sure, yeah.
That at least some of the people in charge, are going to make something that I'm going to want to experience in a few years, right?
Definitely.
I think we talked about this before, but the fucking sensation of playing a new game or having one to look forward to is important, to people like fucking you and I.
It is.
I mean,
right?
They
even have a category for that, most anticipated game. Every year they run, and it's been Elden Ring for the last 4 years. This is the first year we got a new game in like 3 or 4 years in that category, and it was Zelda
for sure.
Tears of the Kingdom, which of course I'm fucking excited for, and even like Crisis Core. And that's not even a new game. I think it just like compounds when it's like a new IP, a new game, something totally new, like a new concept. You're kind of like,
right, yeah. I think it's like the relationship, though. It's not like you're fucking excited for your lunch. You know what I mean? You're looking forward to a game. It's because there's like this fucking there's like a whole fucking order of magnitude of like new things for you to know, like inside that, for your mind to fucking become acquainted with and for you to participate in, right? Like it's a fucking it's an intelligible fucking apprehension. That's what you're looking forward to, right? It's not just some fucking sentiment or amusement that's at stake. And I think that's why it can be such a powerful fucking thing, like participating in the culture surrounding these. That's why so many people, like, whether or not they would articulate it the same way, like, give a shit about it at all,
Yeah. I like that you said it that way, because I never thought of it, and it makes sense. Yeah, it's like diving into a whole fucking new universe every time, right?
That's right.
And that's what hooks you, I guess, something. That's
why
like,
it's so exciting.
Yeah, you're just like feeding off of this. Like,
that's what I like about games, and that's what I like about looking forward to a game. To just exploring somebody else's mind and the thing born inside of it, right?
Oh, yeah.
But on that note, this year there was plenty of things to be excited about. Maybe we'll talk just about those games that they announced, which we're excited for, which are worthwhile paying attention to, and then at the end we'll say a few words about the awards. There's only a few real recipients of them at the end of the day anyways, right? And, shit, man, there was a lot of games.
Yeah, what were the announcements that we haven't seen? Like the ones
I jotted down all of the ones I was looking forward to as they fucking were presented, and buddy, like, let's we're not going to do them in the order they were presented. Let's start first and foremost, far and ahead, the most interesting game, the one I'm most looking forward to from the show is Armored Core 6 from Software.
Definitely.
We've spoken in the past about how great it would be to see a Souls era Armored Core game from
Software. We've definitely discussed it, because obviously it's been heavily rumored, and though we've had limited experience with these games, I mean,
at least in recent years,
it's something that I would love to see come back. I mean, it's a cool fucking thing, right?
Yeah, man.
Mech games. I remember playing it originally on the PS2, so I had like kind of a hard time with it because I was a kid, but I don't quite remember the more modern releases. Like I don't really have much to go on in terms of the past games, but I have no doubt that like this new one's gonna be amazing, because I mean Miyazaki is like the fucking
I remember
FromSoft and everything, right?
They were pretty esoteric games, and their lore was always sort of odd and Souls-like, even back in the day.
Yeah, right? It had like almost like a flavor, hint of Souls.
The Mars of Armored Core 2 was a strange place, quite like Lordran or fucking,
And they were
like
difficult,
Yarnum, yeah.
as you mentioned.
They were quite
before.
difficult games. I don't think I could finish
weren't a
them.
walk in the park. They
Number
weren't
2.
arcadey. There was a lot of heavy customization with like
Yes.
stats and over encumbrance and shit like that. Where it was
overburdening your guy
Yeah.
in terms
Oh, yeah.
of his left or right side, depending on where you equip the parts.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was incredible customization.
Lots of
your
shit
mech could
going
look
on
like
there.
a fucking crab, or it could look like a dude.
Yeah.
Depending on like how you equip them, like the parts were radically different. Some of them
Yep.
had like wheels, and some had legs. It was,
it was
cool,
it was
man.
wild. I like
It was a
can't
crazy
wrap my
game.
head around
Even
it.
back in, I think I remember playing 5 on 360, and the
Yeah?
boss battles were cool. Even then, you'd zip
Really?
around like these cities. The combat was very fast. Remember, you had
yeah.
like something like a stamina gauge that controlled
It
how much
goes
you
up
could
and down
dash
really
back
quickly
in.
though. Yeah. Like it recharges
Yeah.
fast, but it also depletes fast. You kind of you have to balance it, right?
It was a very cool game, and
Yeah.
I can't wait really just to be in a world
Like
you
that
know,
again, yeah.
like an Armored Core
Yep.
world with a Souls-like fucking aesthetic and mentality.
Yeah, I have so many questions that
Yeah,
like I
me
just
too.
can't wait to fucking dive into that.
Me
But I
too.
mean, that's coming out at some point next year.
Since the
anyway.
announcement, this is a benefit of doing it a bit after, I guess. There was an interview, I think, with one of the lead designers there, working on Armored Core 6, and they said, well, it's not going to be just a sci-fi Souls-like. There's going to be a lot of elements from Souls, of course, and one of the big things is going to be boss battles. Set-piece boss battles, which is fucking awesome, man. So looking forward to that.
That's amazing. Yeah.
And it's going to be cool to see a more fucking, of course there's mechs. It's not quite realistic, but it's more science fictional and less fantastical, less involving mythological and religious symbolism. So it's going to be cool to see how From designs the world.
Shift, for FromSoft. It's like fucking Project Red going from The Witcher to Cyberpunk. Like just a huge total shift in fucking
man.
everything that's going on, right? So I'm
for sure. That's exactly right. See, I guess the only difference here would be that these guys have to fucking make up their own world. They can't draw on.
Yeah, true. Actually, yeah.
In both cases, so it's going to be cool to see, like in the same way that Elden Ring was like, okay, whatever, man. George R.R. Martin put the names on this shit, but it was the same basic logic as every other Miyazaki game, right?
Yeah,
It was pretty much the story of fucking Dark Souls and Bloodborne, more or less, if you ask me.
Yeah,
the same tension involved. Like I'm wondering
know
if it's
as
going
much
to
as
be
you,
the same
but
kind of thing. Yeah. It's about like there's this like fucking divine principle that's not really limited, but then one thing is like, no, it's mine, and they try to make the world after their own image, but it rots away, and then somebody else wants to do the same thing, and the only good guy is the one who's like, nah, we're just gonna fucking let it all pass away, right? The Age of the Deep and all that shit. But anyways, it's gonna be cool to see that mentality fucking manifest in a science fictional fucking near future universe with mechs and shit, and like corporate hierarchies warring over resources and all the trappings of one of these mech games, right?
Yeah, I'm fucking definitely looking forward to that.
Me too, buddy. It's gonna be awesome. But that was Armored Core 6,
Fires of Rubicon,
the fucking coolest announcement of the show, and following in a close second, only because we've had one more recently, I guess, would be Death Stranding 2.
Death Stranding 2,
Which, man,
yeah.
What is there to say about it, man? Who the fuck even knows what's going on?
I mean, you'd have to watch the trailer because we wouldn't even be able to.
There's like
properly
some dancing,
sort of
fucking baby mechs and
it looks like a Metal Gear pops out near the end, and like you know what I mean, that big fucking. It was really like the big bridges government building thing. Who
if
the
I had
fuck
to guess
knows
what's
happening?
going on, it looks like fucking Fragile and Sam there.
And Sam are shacked up.
Escaped with the baby, and now they're being hunted by the government, perhaps.
Yeah.
Because at the end it's like, should we have linked up? And it's like, now that you did,
should we have connected? Or whatever the fuck.
Some kind of like maybe because Sam at the end was supposed to have disposed of the baby, right?
Yeah.
And he didn't.
And he took off.
Yeah.
It'll be interesting to see where that goes, and I mean that's definitely a big fucking announcement.
Pro-life.
Yeah, I guess so.
But in any case, it's going to be interesting to see what the hell that's about.
Yeah,
the best I can say is that I'm very much looking forward to it. I love.
Yeah, I strongly suggest just watching the trailer and being as confused as we are, because it looks pure Kojima, where it's just like this is Death Stranding. And it's DS2 is like the working title, it said, so it might even just change the name and like. I don't know, whatever. It's like a sequel, maybe, I guess.
I really would like to see fucking a new IP from those guys, but I'll take what I can get from them.
I think apparently he's also working on something like that, but that's like far away in development, so who knows?
That's two of our favorite studios that had fucking showings.
Before you go to number 3, is it Judas?
No.
Or did you have something else?
It was Remnant 2.
Oh, Remnant 2. Okay, cool.
Yes. Which I'm very much looking forward to.
Yeah, as a fan of Remnant 1, yes, you are.
Fucking FPS, not FPS, it's a shooter, third-person
shooter, yeah.
That's right. It's a third-person shooter Souls-like that came out in 2019, which was an awesome year for video games, to reiterate.
Yeah.
I really liked Remnant. It had like some procedural generation, like the hallways, I guess you could say, the pathways between main set pieces in each level were procedurally generated, and there was different bosses at the end of every world. I think there was 4 for each, so you know, each run through the game would be sizably different. It was interesting, worth checking out. The gunplay was amazing. It was all around a fucking awesome game. Cool.
Yeah, it was good.
Cool
Very
art.
difficult too.
It was fucking hard. Yeah, it was a real
challenging.
It was a real Souls, like it really punished you. But now there's another one coming out. Looking forward to that, of course.
Yeah, that trailer also looked badass. If you have a chance to check that one out, Remnant 2.
I think the studio's called Gunfire Games, if I'm not mistaken.
Something like that.
They're fucking comprised of a bunch of not Dark Souls, Darksiders devs. Of Darksiders fame, and I was really impressed with their offering there in 2019. I'm definitely going to play this one.
Looking forward to 2. That's for
happy
sure.
to see it's received a sequel.
Yeah,
I think they've been bought out since then. I'm not entirely sure.
Who the fuck knows? Nowadays, shit's all up in the air. It's
everything really is up in the air.
Just
now, Judas. Which one was that?
Judas is the one.
The Ken Levine Ghost Story game.
Yes.
Yes, Judas. That's another kid.
Right?
You see what I'm trying to say?
This game has been rumored to be in the making for like 10, 15 years.
Seriously.
Ken Levine's next game. Like I've heard that like
stuff.
1,000 times. It's like Half-Life 3, not
Ghost
quite.
Story
but,
games. This is his new studio. I don't think they've made a game since after
I
BioShock.
doubt it. Yeah.
That's crazy, man. Yeah, it looks like a BioShock game, frankly.
Problem with this is he's got very high expectations and he has no choice but to deliver on this, or he's just
but true.
I mean, if
people
he's
have high expectations, that's right. But the guy is also something of an auteur himself. It's hard to say. Fucking
So
nowadays
I
his
have
work's gonna come out, right? Because
it's been a long time. That's the thing, right? Like, can he do it again? And hopefully he can. It's in our best interest to hope that he makes the next BioShock, which will be whatever it is. I mean, I guess it's called Judas, but it looked very BioShocky. Like, again, you'd have to see the trailer and you pick up on a lot of moments that, you could almost tell right away. This has like that sort of BioShock feel, like the creepy fucking atmosphere and like the really tweaked out looking people, like shit like that, right? You know it when you see it, but it's again another like just a quick trailer, so we don't really know what is going on, but you got to give them the benefit of the doubt that this could turn out to be a really cool fucking thing, right?
Yeah. I'm looking forward to it myself, buddy.
Yeah.
It's going to be cool. I really think the only thing we can judge something coming on the basis of is the work its author has produced in the past, right?
Which gives us no choice but to trust him. And of course Kojima and Miyazaki on the first 3 games we just talked about.
Like we're always super critical of this, like this obsession people have with brands, this fixation they have on brands, because a brand is not, it doesn't exist, buddy. It's a being of reason, right?
Yeah, it doesn't quite translate in video games in the same, in a way that
actually, what existence does it have apart from the fucking thing in the mind of the guy who created it, right? What are you selling somebody when you sell them a brand? The images to put on some fucking, apart from capitalism, doesn't have any existence, right? If you're thinking of a game, you're thinking of the concept in the mind of the guy who invented it. You can't sell that shit, right?
No.
That's why, like, fucking somebody who made a good game in the past on the basis of their creative aptitude, like, that's the thing you can trust to make a good game in the future.
Exactly.
You can't be like, oh, look, the brand is returning. Great. No, man.
No.
Like, if there are returning brands, it's only exciting because the guy who made the last
people
ones
are
made it,
around,
right?
which is why I'm still excited for shit like Final Fantasy VII Remake and Crisis Core, right?
Yeah.
A lot of the same people around, and they have respect for the property because it's like, I don't know. I guess it's not the same as like, this is a long tangent we can go off of.
No,
but at the end of the day, it applies because, we're talking about the games that we're excited for.
The concept isn't transmissible. That's exactly right. But here, of course, it applies because that's what we're excited for, the creative capacity of the guy making the game, right?
Yeah.
Whether he's making a direct sequel or something else is really secondary,
Yeah.
Like you said, then, we're Miyazaki fans. I guess that's correct. I'm a fan of the guy making the game, and that's what I'm excited about.
In a similar vein, the Callisto Protocol just launched, and we're waiting to get our hands on that. I believe you played some of it. And same thing, right? Dead Space.
Glenn Schofield, Yeah, man, that's exciting. That's what's exciting. Not that there's a Dead Space game. The guy who made Dead Space
reboot,
another game. That's what's exciting.
I agree.
that's why, man, I was just saying, it seems like Jeff understands
He knows what's good.
what's cool about video games.
Yeah.
And I don't know what kind of fucking words he would use to articulate it, but I like this because when I watch this, that's what's cool about it.
Yeah.
You know? All of the greatest studios in the world are there, right?
But I agree wholeheartedly with that sentiment there.
So there was Judas. So just to recap, so far we have a FromSoft game.
FromSoft game,
We have
which
a
is
fucking-
not
yeah.
even a Souls. It's a fucking Armored Core. But
Very
anyway,
cool, very cool. We have a Kojima game. We have
game,
fucking
Death
a Ken
Stranding.
Levine game.
Yeah.
We have Remnant 2.
Remnant 2.
And the next
else
one that
do
I
we
wanted
get?
to talk about, actually, shit, there's a couple different ones here, but
There's a lot of random shit. There was a Bayonetta game that got announced. Not like a mainline entry, a spin-off.
Yeah, that one I wasn't. You know what? Nightingale
Yeah.
was actually shown.
Nightingale was
That
shown,
was
yep,
fucking
yep.
sick. Let's talk about that next. Nightingale's from apparently some ex-BioWare developers, so again, we have reason to be excited based on the creative pedigree of its authors.
Fair enough.
And on top of that, fuck, I love survival games, as I've just fucking spent the first 5 minutes of this episode talking about.
Yeah,
buddy.
pretty much.
Love survival games. I'm always stoked to just fucking enter a new world and build some shit.
Oh,
The
yeah.
base building they showed off looks pretty elaborate.
And this
too.
one, yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
Exactly.
you can build some like awesome, like palatial looking homes. And I wonder, you know, if they're going to be under attack or anything like that, like they are in Valheim or Conan Exiles. Probably, because it's a survival game. I wonder what kind of story it's going to have. All of these things, I'm curious to know. But first and foremost, I'm excited because the people making it are good at making shit,
Yep.
and I love the genre.
Yeah.
You know. I like the
Good,
kind
good
of game
reasons
it's
to
going
go
be.
by, yeah.
It looks aesthetically pretty cool too. That's going to be fucking nice.
Yeah.
You know, it's got like some gothic horror elements, some near future or like some near past or steampunk technology. It looks like. You know?
Oh yeah, and it looks pretty polished. Nice,
Yeah.
nice looking visuals,
Yeah, yeah.
graphics, and everything.
Yeah,
like
so
it
far.
looks good.
Yeah, it's going to be pretty neat. So that's Nightingale. Fucking, we talked about it before, but finally saw some gameplay, some of the base building. It's interesting. It's coming along, I guess. Hopefully, it's not another year and we see just another trailer, and then we
Yeah,
until
I
2024.
agree. But you know what? I think it is coming out in the first half of 2023. I could be wrong, but
yeah, I heard something like that.
regardless, I think following up a year where it's funny because like Elden Ring came out in what, like February?
Yeah.
Pokemon Legends came out in January. There were just some big, heavy hitting games at the beginning of this year.
There was.
So right away it was like a banger. And now we're going into 2023. And it feels like it's still going to be good. Like,
Yeah,
it's
man.
going to be another fucking good year.
Yeah, man.
To start off, right? A lot of the games they've showed, you know, some of them are far out, but some of them are coming out early in the year. And it's looking promising again, I think.
I think it's gonna be a
especially towards
promising
the end
year.
when we get these big ones. But
Oh, for sure.
you know, Final Fantasy 16 comes out next year. Like, that's going to be
Does.
fucking sick.
Oh, we saw some of that,
We
too.
did see a new trailer for that, yes.
You saw some Final Fantasy 16.
Oh, yeah.
Thanks for bringing that up, too.
Yeah.
Fucking sick, buddy. Yeah, what did you think of that?
Oh, I think it looked great. I mean, just fucking add it to the pile. That there's a lot of like I haven't looked in depth to what's going on because I kind of want to, you know,
In the story, yeah, no, I don't
just
care to
leave it a
detail,
surprise.
dude.
But just
That's-
from like the visuals and seeing the big summons and like the
Yeah.
characters and everything,
Combat.
the way it's shaping out to be, yeah, some of the combat, it looks like pretty fucking sick, like a Final Fantasy game, right?
does
Combat
look sick.
might be one of the weirdest elements because it's going to be more action style. But then again, so was 15.
Yeah, I'm
and to
open
a
to
certain
it. I don't
degree, 7 remake. Yeah, I'm
There's
open
enough
to
turn-based
anything.
RPGs
so.
out there nowadays
Yeah.
that
Oh
I-
yeah, 100%. So I'm okay with that, but
Yeah.
we'll see where that all goes. Yeah, it looks really incredible.
Stoked to see how it unfolds. I've
Yeah.
never played a game from this director because I never played 14, but apparently it's good. A lot of people like it. I
Yeah.
would be into it if not for the genre because I can't.
If it wasn't, yeah, I mean, I played it not too long ago, like a month or just 2 months
Yeah,
ago,
yeah,
and
yeah.
I enjoyed it, but like I just can't.
Yeah, what the
It's
fuck?
an MMO.
Probably
I
need
just
200-300 hours
can't.
to
Yeah, like
content, right?
yeah, exactly. I think I put like 20, 30, maybe even 40
Probably
hours
didn't leave
into
the
it.
opening zone. You
Exactly, and I'm like, okay, like, you know, like, yeah, I don't know. Not,
can only have one game like that in your whole life. I think,
yeah,
you know?
that's fair. Yeah, if it was the only thing I ever played, then it'd be great. Yeah, for sure. But I mean,
Yeah.
we don't got time for that. Look at all
No.
this shit we gotta play.
That's why I noticed that though. Like people who tend to play games like that don't play a lot of other
No, they can. You can. That's like your main jam.
different kind of
and you just
game playing
Oh, yeah.
styles. I don't know.
Yeah.
You know,
Oh,
I
that's
feel like
fair.
that's why. Like sometimes I play a lot of Valheim, but then when I'm playing a ton of other stuff, I don't. Right?
You can, exactly.
You know,
yeah.
You can't just be fucking.
Just
yeah.
casually hop into Valheim for 6 hours and then what the fuck?
No, if you want to get some shit done, it's like a good like week-long endeavor.
Oh,
right?
fuck,
Whether it's
yeah.
in terms of like actual mechanical
There you go.
fucking progress or just creative building projects, right?
Fair enough.
But yeah, that's fucking. In any case, that's Nightingale.
And Nightingale and Final Fantasy 16 there.
There was one more fucking unique thing, and then a category of things, and that one unique one was Atomic Heart. That's retro-futuristic, like Soviet fucking shooter. It looks really cool.
Oh yeah.
It reminds me of some of those 360 era fucking shooters, like Singularity.
Yep.
It looks really cool. I can't really comment on the story in any detailed capacity, but it's obviously involving the Soviet Union and some fucking aliens and gravity powers and shit like this.
Yeah.
Looks really cool. Some cool music inspired by Doom and Wolfenstein, as it appears to me. I'm curious who's developing this, actually.
I don't remember at all, actually.
I did not write it down, but that's another one that I thought was cool, and I know it's been fucking on the docket there for a while, so it's interesting to see it coming along.
Yeah.
And lastly, there was a couple of fucking things that I thought were like very clearly just clones of other things. There was like a Silent Hill 2 clone called Post Trauma.
Oh yeah, I remember that one.
Looks quite cool. There was one called Scars Above, which to me just looks exactly like Returnal. It was like a Returnal game, bro.
Okay, I don't remember that one, but I remember hearing that it's
Crash
like Returnal. Yep.
Yeah. So I don't know, like we talked about this in the past, the idea of iteration, and I kind of like this, the fact that there's these referential works.
I'm definitely okay with it. I mean, look how it turned out with like Souls-likes.
Yeah,
spawned
man.
like a genre,
works
basically, right?
This is the exact opposite of like making something in the same brand as just making a direct sequel, right? It's good to see iteration, something used as matter for a new concept, right?
Oh, I love it. I fucking will take this all day.
As long as the concept is good, we got to see, right? We got to see when it comes out, but like it's cool to see that people are doing that. That's what I wanted to say about these. So fuck that's what I was really excited about from this. There was a couple of other things, but they're not really worth mentioning, for guys like us, right? Maybe there was something called a new game by Ascendant Studios called Immortals of Avium. Fucking, it was just a trailer.
I feel like a
magic shooter.
Yeah, I feel like I saw it and it looked cool, but exactly that. Like, there's nothing to go off on. So
concept, right?
So we'll see when more details come to light, when it's closer to launch, all that jazz,
Yeah.
But I do remember watching that one and thinking that, like, hey, it's a cool trailer, but like, I
don't know why people bother with those kind of trailers.
Yeah, I mean, they hype people up, right? Like I said, it's cool, but like
nowadays when I watch that though, the only thing I think is, what the fuck does this have to do with the game?
Yeah, exactly.
Probably wasted like $20 million.
Remember back in the day during like E3s, they would have like a dude standing up on a stage with a controller, and he would be running through like a demo.
Yes.
They don't do that.
No.
And then they would sometimes it would crash. There's a famous one with like Uncharted 4 where he kept the game just like crashed into a loop. And it's like, well, hey, at least they tried to give like a live thing of like a build. Like that's something cool that doesn't happen anymore. Now, no.
Recording and fucking overanalyze it. It'll be bad press.
Yeah. Exactly. That's what ended up happening there with bad press for Uncharted because their game's buggy. It's like, well,
people will judge
the running a pre-release.
Like all of these fucking problems.
Yeah.
It's a big pain in the ass.
Big pain. But yeah. That's
what I think. Those are my big takeaways from the show, and it's what I'm most excited about coming out of this. Yeah, man. But there was a lot of good stuff. These are more than enough games to get me through 2023 if that's all there was, and it definitely isn't. But it just goes to show, man, it's worth fucking checking this shit out, if not to see what these developers are working on. A lot of these games were announced at the show, and a lot of the ones that weren't announced here were announced here last year.
Yeah, that's true.
The rest of them, we saw footage when we hadn't seen it before, so it's a big thing. It's probably the biggest event in game development right now, right?
Yeah, I think so. I think it's eclipsed the E3 thing, which has kind of been on the downtrend lately.
And I like how, again, like I don't, it's got greasy corporate vibes. There's corporate sponsors like anything else, but those guys are in service to the concept here.
It doesn't feel like shilling.
Event, right?
It's more like respectable, right?
Yeah.
That's
right. It's not their event. It's this guy's.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Jeff's a dude.
I like that.
I love Jeff.
I like that.
Yeah.
Right?
Oh, yeah. Jeff's
awesome,
Jeff's a G.
There wasn't no Jeff, there'd be nothing now. No E3, no fucking Game Awards.
Yeah, and he took it over from like Spike back in the day. Like this is like fucking ancient history almost at this point. Yeah. But what he's done is no small feat, and we really should be praising him as much because he's even been through some years where he's been criticized for not just putting on a shit show, but for a lot of shit going on. And you can tell that he's just like fighting the good fight. Like, and he's been through some bad. There's one really bad Game Awards that was first one that they broke away from Spike, and it was hilarious. They filmed it like some fucking studio, and it was a mess. Like, honestly, we should rewatch it. Like, it was, you could tell it was just like terrible. But
now it's professional.
Over the years, it's gotten so good. Yeah, like he deserves so much praise, man, for sticking with it and getting it done like every year after year, taking it in the fucking ass sometimes, and getting to where we are now, which is a very respectable, big fucking thing that almost, like I said, eclipses E3, right?
I wonder if he makes any money off this, or what kind of money he makes.
Sure he does.
Probably makes some money.
Yeah. I strongly recommend. I think it was the Video Game Awards. I want to say like, I don't know, I want to look it up because it might be like 2013 or 14 or something, but it was so bad. I still enjoyed it because, I mean, they still had like some world premieres that I was like, oh, cool, like new games, right? But like, it was trashed on after. It was funny times, but
it's cool.
We're in a good place now.
I enjoyed it anyways for the announcements and.
Yeah, no, this one was definitely the best. Yeah. Like, probably the best iteration of the Game Awards.
We'll definitely look back on the other ones and see how
it's amazing. Yeah, oh yeah.
In any case, though, the Game Awards 2022, awesome, eh?
Elden Ring won.
Yeah, they did win.
Oh yeah.
Cool distribution of the awards by and large. A lot of good things announced. I'm happy with the show, man. It was probably the best one I've ever seen, and I hope Jeff keeps making them.
Yeah, I agree, 100%. I mean, he'll obviously be there next year, and hopefully for the foreseeable future, right?
Yeah, man.
It's awesome.
On that note, I guess we can cut her off for the night, eh?
Yes.
Thank you very much, guys.
Crisis Core.
It's been a good time, yeah. Play some fucking games, and we'll talk to you next week.
All right.